Go. This is a guy like Cletus, or something. Anyway, known as he's a Gogo rapper, known in the Gogo band. I believe he was playing with the Mighty Peacemakers band and some other little Gogo bands here in Washington D.C. He was sentenced to 165 years for something that's unforgivable, and I don't care what nobody say. I mean, he just did something so heinous and so crazy that these four victims so far that we know of, took 25 years for them to bring him to justice. And the crazy thing about this, and we know this, and we can think about this all the time and know this, the family members, when guys like this guy that you see right here in the middle, he's 60 years old, and family member, when things like this happen in the household or in the family, a lot of people try to keep a hush hush, sweep it on the rug, still allow this man to come around to functions and Christmas dinners and Thanksgiving and all that, like it's never happened. But you gotta understand, people that with the victims that this stuff happened to it. That's why I say listen to your children, your boys also, not just your girls all the time. You don't know, a lot of guys into a whole lot of freaky, crazy stuff. So you gotta listen to everybody. You just can't listen to one. You gotta listen to them all. But anyway, we're gonna get right into um this thing with this guy right here. Gogo playing rap um, was sentenced to 165 years for something that's outrageously crazy. It's never should have happened. If the mothers, one thing about it, if the mothers would have listened to their daughters, this probably would have they probably would have been got justice. But at the end of the day, there's sometimes when people try to sweep things in the rug and we keep it hush hush and don't say nothing about it, we can let it go. This took these people 25 years. So with that, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment, tell me what you think about it. And that's real talk.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're here this afternoon to discuss the sentencing of Mr. Cleophas Canton. I'm going to turn it over to State Attorney Tar.
And I want to, not only before we go through this, I want y'all to understand too, you do have some kids that have a vendetta against the mother or the father, something, and they will sometimes kind of exaggerate and kind of put these lies on people too. So also look at it this way. But this one, was no lies in this because I believe they had DNA back then, DNA testing, things like that. And DNA do not lie. But in some cases, man, you gotta be very careful. But listen to your kids. Just don't jump the gun and say, oh, they did this because you have a son or a daughter that don't like the mother, boyfriend, or husband or stepfather or something, and would bring these type of allegations, to the front. But these four women, especially your own biological child, now, I don't think there's too much of a lie to that.
And thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Tara Jackson, and I serve as the State's Attorney in Prince George's County. In January, a jury convicted 60-year-old Cleophas Canton on multiple charges of second-degree child abuse, second-degree rape, and second-degree sex offense for abuse that occurred in the late 1990s through approximately 2008. Those charges involved 4 victims who courageously testified at trial and are standing with me today. Today, a judge sentenced Mr. Canton to 165 years in prison for his actions. He was held accountable. Sexual assault is a deeply personal crime that profoundly impacts its victims, usually resulting in long-term emotional and physical impacts. And today we heard from each of the defendant's victims as they talked about the pain that it has caused them for so many years. In fact, one victim said that she tried to keep it in the past, but she couldn't. For anyone, and I want to talk to the residents of Prince George's County, for anyone who has experienced similar conduct with Mr. Canton, whether in the past or more recently, or who may have been victimized by any individual in Prince George's County, we encourage you to contact the police department's Child and Vulnerable Adult Abuse Unit at 301-772-4930. Or if you are in a current situation and you need help immediately, call 911. We want you to know that your voice matters, your pain matters, and you will be heard. Some of the most horrific crimes occur within the home. Today, our victims talked about how both the police and the prosecutors created a safe space for them to be heard, and that is our goal. To the parents and caretakers of our youth, please listen to your child. We understand that oftentimes there are different family dynamics that make reporting complicated, reporting of child sex abuse complicated. However, your child should be heard, and if they are being harmed or hurt, I urge you not to ignore it. We also recognize that many times abusers have experienced abuse themselves, and while I do empathize with that reality, it is not an excuse to hurt or harm others. Go get help. Change is difficult, but it's possible. You can make a choice to get help, and that begins with taking responsibility for your own actions. Doing so doesn't show weakness, it shows strength. Sexual abuse against children will always be treated with the utmost seriousness by my office and our law enforcement partners. We will do our absolute best in every situation to hold accountable those people who choose to hurt the children in our community. I want to end by thanking our law enforcement partners and our prosecutors for doing a phenomenal job in bringing justice to this case. And I certainly want to thank the 4 young women who were courageous throughout this entire process and were not afraid to tell their story. Thank you.
What happens if too soft?
Now, I want to say this one thing. Now, you have a lot of people, once again, you might have people that seen this or they are going to see this. But this need to be out, especially in the DMV, the DC and Maryland area. I ain't talking about Virginia. Because majority, you still got some of these predators out here. Don't get that twisted. And you got a lot of women that probably was abused by this same individual right here. But when they take, just like the prosecutor said, hey, your still voice can be heard.
Okay, now we have our victims that would like to speak.
Hello, my name is Brittany. After 25 years, I decided to take my abuser to court because I was speaking up for the child in me, the child that wasn't seen, the teenager that wasn't heard. It took me 33 years to actually fit the pieces in that just wasn't, it just was missing. I didn't understand why. It was because of this trauma that happened to me. Please, please, please listen to your kids. Protect your kids. When you don't have anybody around your kids that you don't trust, and if your kids are speaking up saying that somebody is hurting them, please take action. It took me 25 years to get here. I never thought I would have justice for anything. And excuse these raw emotions, but it just took 25 years. And it feels so good to finally get justice. And I want whoever else is out there, please, please speak up. Because he deserves accountability. 165 plus whatever else you need to add. Get your justice. You speak up for yourself. Speak up for that child that couldn't speak up. You speak up for yourself now. Grown me is so proud of baby Brittany. Grown me is so proud of teenager Brittany. I did it. With the help of my sisters, I did it. And I thank my therapist as well, Miss Jasmine Harrington. She hasn't gotten back to me, but if you see Miss Harrington, I thank you so much for listening to that and saying that I don't care how long it's been. You said that happened when you was a child. I'm going to report it. And I was like, I didn't know that was an option. I didn't know. You don't know. So after 25 years, here we are. So please speak up. Protect yourselves. Sexual abuse, that is not normal. We are breaking generational curses and everything. We are speaking up. We are protecting our kids. No more. My daughter is safe. I am safe now. Brittany, you are safe. Y'all are safe. And thank you so much.
I moved to Atlanta pretty much when I was 13. I told my mom when I was in Atlanta. We didn't live in DC anymore, so I didn't have to see Mr. Canton. But when I visited for family events, he was there. He was just living like normal. When I seen him today, he looked very sick. He was stressed out. This stuff ate him up, you know? Everything that he put us through is getting him back too. Please, please, please speak up. If you are going through anything that's heavy on you, you feel like nobody's going to listen, the team is here. They're here. They're going to get justice for you.
Hello, my name is Keisha. I am one of the victims that finally got justice. I'm 39 years old at age now. If there are any more victims out there, please come forward. Please, you guys have reached out to us on Facebook, Instagram. Just please come forward because you'll get justice just like we did. 160 years is probably not enough for me. I need more. Come on, y'all. Let's do this.
Okay, thank you all. If there are any questions, but before we go into the question and answer, just please be mindful of the questions that you're asking the victims. They have already been through quite an enduring experience. So I'm just going to ask that you all be mindful of the questions that you ask. All right, any questions?
Cleo is he was my aunt's boyfriend at the time. He's now the father of her 2 children.
Now, once again, they asked what was the relationships with Cleotis or whatever his name is. What was the relationship? And notice, look, out of all these women, the ones they always said that he was a boyfriend to the mother. So once again, ladies, you got to be careful about bringing these men in your house around children that are not theirs. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. Take your time. Do your research. Take your time. Don't rush to do this thing.
That's my relationship with him.
I am Mr. Kenton's biological daughter.
And that was he even messed with his own daughter. Now, you see how vicious he is? That's his daughter right there. His flesh and blood right there. He even messed with her.
He was my mom's boyfriend and my
Another one.
brothers and sisters' sperm donor. So that's what it is. He was my mom's boyfriend.
Another one. Mother boyfriends. These boyfriends.
We got justice, Mom.
Any other questions? Yes.
So you know you see that the record of this guy, right? You see the pattern behavior. He meets women with children. That's the woman. He don't want no girl that don't have the children. He want the woman with the children so he can deal with the child and then he can deal with the mother and the child or the children. I don't know if it might be boys too. I don't know. It might be more to come. But these are 4 young ladies that waited 25 years for justice to come to them. It might be more out there.
Surreal. It feels like I'm dreaming. I'm still shaking. It just feels like a dream that I'm living. Like, it's amazing.
I'm not drowning anymore. I'm not. I'm living out of my faith now.
So free. So free.
I'm free.
Wow.
Sounds like just from all of you guys speaking that you're encouraging guardians, parents to listen to their kids. Yes. In an instance where maybe adults didn't listen the first
Real talk.
time or two, you brought it up.
Yeah. So me and my cousin Brittany, we actually told our parents at 13. We told them and nothing changed. Cleo, Mr. Canton was still living in North Virginia. I was in Atlanta, but when we would come to family events, holidays, he was still there. Everybody treated him like family. So
never done
yes,
nothing.
we did tell our parents, and nothing came of that.
just as a follow-up to that, if someone is watching this in a similar situation, what advice do you have for them to maybe get past that barrier?
Call Detective Star.
Call Detective Star. Call Detective Star. Absolutely. Detective Star was amazing throughout the entire process. She is super, super sweet. She's going to get the answers that she needs. And yes, Detective Star. Yes, she's definitely the answer.
Definitely help you do everything.
My last question is Mr. Eric.
So he does have another case pending,
Wow.
and hopefully that
Another
will be
whole
disposed
case.
of soon as well. We'll get justice in that case. But
Make
as
sure
we
you like,
said,
share, and
if there are
subscribe to my
any
channel if you haven't.
victims, whether it's Mr. King or
Appreciate y'all.
someone else, anyone who's a victim, we encourage them, a victim of sex abuse, especially child sex abuse, but any type of sex abuse, please contact the police department.
This is in Prince George's County now.
That you can be heard.
Once again, if you see the record of this guy right here, if you never came, let me see, I'm gonna kind of come back, go back and show you the face of this guy. This is the guy right here. Let me zoom in real quick so you can see this guy. This is a guy right here. He's 65 years old. He's one of Washington, D.C. Gogo band rappers. He was playing with some of the Gogo bands in here. And this is what he did. And he didn't only do that, he did it to his own daughter and 3 other young ladies, which was kind of, far out there. But at the end of the day, you just can't trust people around your daughters, man. So be careful who you bring around your daughters. Once again, this man did this to his own biological daughter. And if you go over here with the other little white frame I got up here. Yeah, I'm just kind of put it right in here real quick.
I've been
Like I said, he was
my entire life.
sentenced to 165 years, and that's not even enough for what he did to his own biological daughter. He was tripping
Prince
for real.
George's County was sentenced to 165 years behind bars. He was found guilty of sexually abusing multiple young girls over the span of about a decade. John Duran was there to hear some of those victims speak about the sentence handed down this afternoon. John, what can you tell us about this case, and also what are some of the victims telling you?
Listen.
Now, Lorenzo, 4 victims came forward. Some of them lived with the suspect, Cleophas Canton, one, his biological daughter. They say today they finally got the justice they waited so long for. State's Attorney Terry Jackson says the abuse started in the late 90s and continued through 2008. Canton was charged late last year and found guilty of 9 charges in January. 3 counts of child abuse, 3 counts of rape in the second degree, and 3 counts of sex offense in the second degree. In this case, the victims say they spoke up to their parents about the abuse when they were children, but nobody listened.
Some of the most horrific crimes occur within the home. Today, our victims talked about how both the police and the prosecutors created a safe space for them to be heard. And that is our goal.
It took me 25 years to get here. I never thought I would have justice or anything. And excuse me for our emotions, but it just took 25 years. And it feels so good to finally get justice. And I want whoever else is out there, please speak up.
And you see the girl with the curly hair, that's his biological daughter. It's terrible.
Investigators believe Canton may have more victims, and State's Attorney Jackson says he already has a pending case. They encourage any